What is cybersecurity control? It is defined as mechanisms used to prevent, detect, and mitigate cyber threats and attacks. Control can be categorized into three types. Physical controls is a method of preventing or detecting unauthorized access to physical assets, systems, or areas, such as CCTV cameras or biometric access controls. Technical controls uses hardware or software mechanisms to protect assets. Examples are firewalls and antivirus software. Administrative control includes policies, procedures, or guidelines that define personnel or business practices in line with organization's security objectives. The functions of these controls can be categorized into preventive, detective, and corrective. Just like what their name suggests, they intend to prevent unauthorized activity, detect those activities, and correcting them after damage has occurred. So how important is cybersecurity controls to an organization? The implementation of cybersecurity controls is essential to shield an organization from a detrimental cyber attack that could lead to financial losses and reputational damage. It also creates a sense of confidence and customer loyalty while ensuring that cash inflows are not adversely impacted. As the use of cloud in company infrastructure increases, hardware and software of all ages are experiencing new vulnerabilities. Therefore, cybersecurity controls are necessary to mitigate the risks associated with these developments. The global supply chains are currently suffering because of demand and supply issues, delays at shipping ports, and more. What is worse is that there is a significantly higher likelihood of criminals exploiting businesses when the supply chain is hardly surviving. There are various factors on why there is an increasing cybersecurity risk on the supply chain. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Interpol reported a staggering increase in cyber attacks. Phishing attacks and ransomware were the two most prevalent forms of cybercrime. As the cyber pandemic broke out in 2020, the global supply chain began to experience strains that will continue into 2022. Online shopping has become the primary or even only means by which people purchase goods, which has resulted in a higher demand for shipping services. Supply chain cybersecurity risks occur at several levels. Throughout the supply chain, organizations need to be aware of all third parties they interact with, from contracted maintenance companies to suppliers. Any individual with access to the organization's network or systems may pose a risk to the organization. Supply chain cyber attacks exploit trust in supply security in approximately 66% of all cases. Looking at the past attacks on the supply chain, many of which were due to inadequate cybersecurity control. Here are some of the examples. The attacks were random and were motivated by a variety of factors. Therefore, it is technically impossible for firms to anticipate when their firms will be attacked. Globally, in a cybersecurity preparedness survey on 402 consumer businesses, 76% felt adequately prepared for the cyber incidents. However, 82% of the responses indicated that its organization has not documented and tested a cyber response plan in the past 12 months. Furthermore, only 46% says that they are performing war games and simulation on a quarterly or semi-annual basis, while 25% reported lack of cyber funding and 21% answered that there is a lack of clarity on mandate, roles, and responsibilities. Another survey conducted by CNBC on US-based small businesses showed that only 33% are concerned about a cyber attack. Locally, Singapore's Cybersecurity Act was implemented in 2018, providing a legal framework for overseeing and maintaining its national cybersecurity. However, the Act has so far focused only on critical information infrastructures. Therefore, it is worthwhile to consider whether the Act should also apply to the supply chain industry. We will look into two case studies and identify the lessons learned. The first case study, SolarWinds. SolarWinds Orion platform is a network management software used by numerous government agencies and Fortune 500 companies. In 2018, hackers gained access to SolarWinds Orion platform and inserted malicious code into the software updates. By downloading the tainted updates, any organization effectively gave hackers access to their network. The SolarWinds breach illustrates the asymmetric nature of cybersecurity threats. By exploiting just one vulnerability in one single supplier, hackers can compromise a multitude of networks, while cybersecurity professionals must continually defend all systems under their control. The SolarWinds breach reinforces the need for the international community to establish clear rules and norms that encourage responsible conduct in cyberspace. The second case study is on maritime companies. In 2018, COSCO's US operations were severely impacted and its network was brought down when a Ukrainian employee responded to an email with the NotPetya malware. The same malware also affected Maersk's transport and logistics operation back in 2017, causing financial losses up to $300 million. The data management systems of Austal, an Australian company that builds vessels for the Australian Royal Navy, were hacked in late 2018. IT plays a key role in ships' operation. When IT fails, many parts of a business fail as well. Ship managers must incorporate cybersecurity controls into the overall safety management process. The majority of past research has focused on the cybersecurity of organizations from a variety of industries as a whole. Others have examined industry globally other than the supply chain industry. Furthermore, despite numerous studies on the cybersecurity preparedness of organizations, few attention will be paid to differentiation between types of organizations.